Please explain the difference between asava and anusaya.
Asava anusaya. Asava is fermentation. Fermentation is from the samsaric beginnings. We have had these defilements and they are fermented. And we are born also with that fermentation. Those uh, defilements are there. When we are born also. That is the asava. Anusaya is what we do in this life, but we remember it in this life and how we react to these impurities. If you are in the Dhamma, that asava anusaya is not there. If you are not in the Dhamma, anusaya is there. So it is this anusaya that is giving you trouble because you are still having defilements. It is the Arahant who has no more defilements. So he has no more anusaya. So he lives free. Even if the whole world breaks down, he will not be one bit bothered because he has no defilements. He has no greed, hatred, ignorance, fear, doubt, pride, conceit, you name it, all the defilements he has got rid of. So the idea is to get rid of defilements and not to stop the world. World is like that. Your reaction is what you can stop, not the world. So if you have greed, hatred, ignorance, pride, jealousy, all those things, they are the ones that are bothering you, not the world. World is there for the Arahant also. The world is there, but he doesn't have any of the defilements. He doesn't care about what people say and do. It doesn't disturb him. So the idea is how to get rid of your own defilements. They are the source of trouble for you, not the world. How you react to the thing is what is hurting you, not what the others are saying and doing. So you leave the world alone. If they are bad, so let them be bad. I'm not bad. So I don't react to those things in the outside. This is what means by getting rid of defilements in the mind. Me, I, mind, greed, hatred, pride, conceit, all these things are the things that give you trouble. So, you can't stop the world, but you can get rid of these defilements. So, the whole Dhamma is a training how to get rid of greed, hatred, ignorance, fear, doubt, pride, conceit. All those things are the things that make you unhappy, not the world. Okay?
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhikshani Mahan sir. The next question is also on asava. How can we overcome the three asavas? Kama asava, bhava asava, and avijja asava.
So these are all defilements of the mind. Kama asava is this tendency to enjoy uh, sensual pleasures. Kama, what you like. You like to see good things, hear good things, smell good things, taste good things, bodily touch. You want all the comfort and everything, and good things to think about. Now that is kama asava, that is sensual pleasure. Now the Buddha and the Arahant, they give up the sensual pleasures because the pleasure they enjoy the sensual pleasures, but they don't react to it with greed, hatred, and ignorance. Now the Buddha must have got the best food in the world because always the kings and the rich people, they are the ones who bestow all the gifts and food and comfort and everything on him. He enjoys them, but he has no greed, hatred, and ignorance about them. He has he he eats the good food, but he has no greed, hatred, and ignorance. So the problem is your own defilements and not the world. Now, what was your question?
How to overcome kama asava, bhava asava, and avijja asava.
So, Bhava Kama Asava is that. The Kama Asava is having wanting sensual pleasure. So, that is an inborn quality in you, which you must understand and get rid of. Kama Asava. Bhava Asava is some people in the world they do a lot of good thinking that they will have a better existence in our bhava, that is after birth. So to get a good rebirth, they are doing all kinds of good things to get a good rebirth. So that means he wants another rebirth. That means bhavaya prarthana karanani. He wants a good life, next birth. So there again it is bhava asava. Not only some people even give up their pleasures and think, I want to have a better life. I want to have more money and riches and power. So I'm doing all the good things, expecting a good bhava. Bhava is a birth. So that is also another asava. That is another problem. Some people enjoy all the things, kama asava. Some people do good things thinking they get a good rebirth and enjoy all the pleasures. Bhava asava. Then what is the other one? Ditya asava.
Avijja asava.
Avidya asava. So both are avidya. Avidya means they don't understand anicca, dukkha, anatta. They don't understand even if they are born in the best realm, it is subject to anicca and dukkha and anatta because they are not permanently happy places. The moment you have to give up, then they'll be very frustrated. The more they enjoy, the more it frustrated it is to give up. So, uh, this inbuilt enjoying pleasure has an inbuilt problem of if you don't get it, you're finished. So we have to understand that these all pleasures increase your greed and then you are liable to uh, pain and suffering because of your wealth, because of your car, because of your family which you enjoy, all what you enjoy. If you get dispossessed, it will be a grievous pain and suffering. That is why the monks and everybody gave up their kingdom, gave up their families, and they said, no use because however much I have everything, they are full of trouble to difficult to get, difficult to maintain, and difficult to lose. So they don't go behind sensual pleasure. They say this sensual pleasure is a big pit. You can't, once you go for it, there is no end to it. The more you get and the more you want, the more you have to work for it. So these things are difficult to get, difficult to maintain, and difficult to lose. So the Buddha said, be satisfied with little. Whatever you have, be satisfied. So you, if you go looking for better things, more things, then you have to suffer. It is difficult to get, difficult to maintain after you get it, then difficult if you lose it. So you don't know what to do. Now with great difficulty we thought we must build a house. So over the years we have built our own house. Now after a while you find I can't even live there because it is too big and because I need servants and I am old. So that now I don't know what to do with this big house. Then I think I better to sell it and find a small place. Because with old age and sickness and death, these all the luxuries become meaningless. What can you do with old age, sickness and death? So they are then you accumulate your stuff and you don't know now what to do with it. You can't enjoy it. There's sickness, old age and death. So that is why these things must be understood. And you must not go behind all those things because at the end of it, your house is a problem, your money is a problem, people are asking, and you don't know how to give your all your riches is a problem because of the money, the amount of trouble you have taken all your life to earn all the money, and now they have no meaning because you are sick and old and you don't want it anymore. Then you don't know how to what to do with this money. So that is why the Buddha said, be satisfied with little. If you go for more, then it means more work, more trouble. So be satisfied with little. Then you have enough time to get rid of greed, hatred, and ignorance. If you go looking for good things again and again till the end of your life, you are full of greed, hatred, and ignorance. And at the time of death, when you really have to give up everything, you can't give it up. You'll go down below into subhuman levels. So we have to understand that greed, hatred, and ignorance must be understood at at all levels, and we have to earn just enough. We don't have to earn so much and have such a big bank balance. I remember a little story. Can I tell you?
Yes, Bhikkhuni.
There was a miser. He used to earn a lot of money. He never gave out anything. He told his son also, now don't give it. Don't give anything to anybody. Collect all the things. Now he was a miser. He died, and he had buried all his treasures underground, but he didn't even tell the son that the treasures are there. So now he's dead, and he's born into a beggar family because he was so miserly. From the time he was born into the family, the the woman who was pregnant with him, they said the beggars are not getting anything. Then they said it's all because of you. See, the- and they asked her to go away. Then after was sent away, the beggars got all their money. So somehow this child was born to this beggar woman, and the beggar woman found that if ever she went with this child, she won't even get anything by begging. So as soon as he was big enough, he said, you better go away. I can't look after you. If you are there, even I can't go and get anything. So this fellow was walking. He went towards the town. Then he was passing his house. and he was he was miserable looking. Nobody liked him. Then he was passing his house, and then he remembered the house. The son is there, but he had forgotten. But the son didn't know that it was the father. Somehow or other, somebody, maybe an arahant or someone who said, "This is your father." So he didn't believe this is my father. So uh, he said, if you won't believe, ask him where he hid underground all his treasures. That little fellow, he went and showed the place. And then mm, all that money was recovered. And then only he realized that this is his father. So there are lovely stories like that. So what we have to understand is that what was the question now? I want to connect it.
Yes, how to overcome avidya asava. I think that's the place.
Avidya. So avidya is ignorance and asava is because of ignorance you assimilate, you collect so much money and you go subhuman level. So avidya is having greed, hatred and ignorance. So vidya is non-greed, non-hate and wisdom. So we have to promote non-greed, non-hate and wisdom. If you promote greed, hatred and ignorance, that is avidya, that will take you down below. Okay, subhuman level.
Sadhu,
So
sadhu.
greed, hatred and ignorance is to be avoided. Non-greed, non-hate and wisdom. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. These are positive accepts, mm, positive mm, qualities which have to be developed. And negative qualities are greed, hatred, and ignorance. Me, I, and mine. All those are defilements. So you have to understand your defilement. That is the avidya. This is my defilement, and I have to understand, and I have to get rid of it. So nobody can do that for you. You have to understand this is my avidya. This is my greed, hatred, ego, selfhood, selfishness, and all the defilements are because of avidya. If it is vidya, it will be just the opposite. Non-greed, non-hate, wisdom, metta, karuna, mudita, upeksha, those are all positive and those are negative. So you have to see it in yourself and get rid of it. Nobody can do that for you. You have to understand I have greed, hatred, and ignorance. I have pride and conceit. I have all these mm, defilements. So you have to pipe down on those things. Okay. So when you are earning so much money, then also you get into that trouble, that greed, and then you have to look after it. Then you have to give it, and the one who takes it doesn't reciprocate. Then that's another problem. You give it to your son, son doesn't care for you, even if you shower him all the way. So the son also must know my father, mother, they have done so much for me. Now I don't need them anymore. But they are getting older and sick and they need me now. So I can't just walk out on the parents. I have to say, parents, my parents need me. They have showered so much money and time and all the energy on me. I can't say that now I'm all right. I don't want you. No. Then you must say, they need me now. Those days I needed them, now I need them. So I have to be caring, loving, sharing, and I can't say I don't want you now because they want you. They are getting old and infirm and insecure, and they expect our children will care for us. So if they walk out on you, they'll be very unhappy. Okay. I
Sadhu,
just
sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhikshuni Mahan sir. The next question. When we die, is there a soul or atmaya that continues onto another newborn being somewhere, either in this world or some other realm? Can that new being see what they left behind in the past life?
there is a generation. There is not a continuation. Only difference is that there is a generation arising, passing away. Every thought arises, passes away. At death also the last thought arises and passes away in the dead body. Then the next thought will arise and pass away in the other body. So the generation is there, but there is no continuation as such. But the generation takes, along with the thought process, the karmic problem also. So it is not a continuous thing, but it is a arising, passing away. At death also it arises, passes away. Then in the next birth also it arises, passes away. Again it arises. There is a break all the time. So if you know the Dhamma and you understand this arising, passing away, then you don't have to be a victim to this because it is something you can change. It arises, passes away means at every point you can change it. It is not a destiny as such. If it's a destiny, then you have no escape. But this is not a destiny. It arises and passes away all the time. So then you have if you know how to, you can change that and you can, the Dhamma tells you how to change it. Don't be victimized by what has happened in the past or in the past birth or whatever. You can change it because this is not a permanent thing. It is arising, passing away. It is not arising, passing away. So it is not a permanent thing, and you are not victimized by the past. Past also arising, passing away. So you are you don't want to say I must have done some bad thing to deserve this. So what? It doesn't matter. You can do good things and change the whole thing. So it is a not a continuation of your mm, mm, atma or your soul or something. It is a question of arising and passing. So at every point you can stop it and change it. It is not a permanent thing. So even if you are born poor, you can stop it and change it. You can become rich. Even if you are born rich, you can stop it and become poor. So this is not a thing of destiny, but a thing of arising and passing away, which is which you can alter at every point. The way you think, the way you work, the way you speak, you can change. And then there are no destiny as such. You can change your whole life. Okay?
Bhikkhuni, a question has come up. What
Yeah.
about all the kusal and akusal one has accumulated? Will they continue to another birth or births? How does
They
that work?
continue, but they continue if the condition are there. If you if you create a condition, the say you are with a den of thieves, then you create the condition that all the akusala can take place. But if you are in the company of some arahants, then the condition is not there. Then those things can't come. You are under cover. It is a condition that gives rise to the vipaka. If you are if you are in a if you are caught in a tsunami, how much you have good you have done can't help you. You will be a victim of the tsunami. So it is the condition that decides what vipaka will give you. So if your condition is you are into the Dhamma, you are having good friends, you are in perfect good company and your mind is at rest and relaxed, then your bad karma can't come because your condition is such that they'll be negated. They have no condition to arise. But if you are into drinking and eating and breaking all the precepts and all that, mm, uh, uh, then killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and all those things, then the conditions are there that all your bad karma will give effect. So, karma vipaka comes due to the condition. So, you can create the condition by indulging in misery, in miserable things. You can create a condition where the bad karma will come. Or if you are in the Dhamma, you will be with a circle of Dhamma friends and you create a condition where only the good can come and uh, come as vipaka. So it is a condition that is we have to create. Okay.
Sadhu, 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 Bhikshuni. One last question. Venerable Bhikkhunin Mahansa, what are the locations of hell and heaven? Are these visible, imaginary? Are these some part of this world which we live in? Please explain.
Our world is infinite, so we can't say which part it is. Only the supernormal with people with supernormal powers that can see beyond this world. So others can see only with what they see with their eyes, and that also is limited. So what we see is very little, but supernormal vision is by developing, but the Arahants, nearly all of them had supernormal vision. Some of them had, some of them didn't even have. So what is visible to them is not visible to us. To a normal person can see only with the eyes. That person has supernormal dibba chakku, dibba sota, and all kinds of supernormal. They can see, hear, then supernormal sensibility. So it's not everybody who has it. Normal people are having only their eyes and the six senses, but others have vision. They can see the hells and heavens. Nearly all the arahants could see the hells and heavens. Buddha used to visit them, they used to visit him. And all the time, wherever the Buddha went, the divine people were around. They create all kinds of things for him because he can communicate. They can communicate with the Buddha, but the ordinary person doesn't know and doesn't have that power. That is Dibba Chakku, Dibba Sota, and all these special qualities, which is a super sensory perception. Only they can get it. If you have ordinary perception, you can't see the hell or the heaven or anything. Those who have supersensory perception, they can see the hell and heaven and everything. The Buddha and the Arahants, they all saw it. For them, it was just like seeing this with the eyes. They could see the hells and heavens and all those places. So where they are located, maybe in space, maybe infinite space and infinite world systems. We don't know, we can't say when and where because we even don't know. But we can't say it is not there. It is there, only a question of our not being able to see it and perceive it with our ordinary sensory apparatus. So you have to develop supernormal vision to see them. But for that also, we can trust other people who say it is there. So that if you trust them, then also you might find an escape. But if you don't trust them, you have no saddha, then you don't believe them, neither do you see them, then you say it doesn't exist. That is true. So the Buddha says you must have saddha, that is believe in people who know better. And that is saddha, is belief. If you don't have belief also, then you don't understand. Or if you have no personal ability or uh, powers, then also you can't see them. So better for you to believe others, those who say, the books say, people say, then you're on a better wicket. Just because you don't see it, don't believe, it is not there. Okay?
Sad, 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 Bhikshuni.